Diego Lopez.
Okay, check. Okay. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Your favorite fighter.
Hold up. Ask me the question again.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll cut all of that part. I'll cut all of that. You don't worry. Yeah, totally. That entire thing will be cut.
All that out.
UFC 314.
All right.
Welcome, everyone, to the 6th edition of Battle for the Bank, presented by the Hardcore and the Casual. I'm your host, Justin, and on this show, I ask my friends to name me every answer in a specific category with only 3 strikes. Today, I am joined once again by the reigning UFC Battle for the Bank champion.
Yeah, buddy.
Matt, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Elijah, today's your day to shine. We're doing another UFC episode. You excited, man?
Definitely excited.
You don't sound very excited. You actually sound kind of nervous for once. Connie, this is your debut on Battle for the Bank. How are you feeling? We got Connie here. How's it going, Connie?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I feel great to be on the podcast. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I am joined by Jake. What's going on, Jake?
Hello.
Zay, you are our 5th and final competitor for this tournament. How are you feeling today? Emotionally, mentally, instead of physically. We both feel physically rotten.
Yeah.
So
I feel cold. We'll see how I'll do.
So we're just fresh off of a UFC pay-per-view as of last night at the recording of this video. So today, I am going to need you to name me every UFC pay-per-view main event in reverse chronological order.
Oh, man, come on.
In reverse.
I will give you the number that you have to give me. I will give you the co-main event, the location, and the date. Not that any of that is going to help you.
Oh, no.
Something you know nothing about.
Oh, bad.
But you will have to tell me what the main event is.
Okay.
All right?
Ready.
All right. If you name me an answer twice, that'll be a strike. If you name me a matchup that wasn't the main event, that'll also be a strike.
Bad.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Okay, Matt. Whenever you're ready, you will have to give me the UFC 314 main event.
This just happened.
Yep.
And I'm going to be drawing a blank for a fat second.
I didn't watch the card, but I know it was for the featherweight title between Diego Lopez and Alex the Great Volkanovski.
Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez.
Check. Okay. UFC.
Cliff. Cliff.
Give me the date.
It was April 12th, Miami, Florida. Would you like the co-main event?
Yeah, give me the co-main event. This literally just happened.
Patty Pimblett versus Michael Chandler.
Oh, my God, bro. I was on the video.
Yes, you were. This was last week.
Oh, man, who is it?
What the hell am I supposed to know? Look.
The main event.
What was the main event?
What does that mean?
The last fight of the night.
Oh. Wouldn't that be the guys that, like you just said?
No, Michael Chandler and Patty Pimblett were the co-main event. They were the second to last fight of the night. You're trying to tell me the last fight of the night. This isn't good that you don't know what a main event is. This is not going to go well.
Yeah, no, I don't think I know this one.
Well, you don't get to skip, so you'll just have to give me a couple answers before I kick you out.
I'm having my Tyler moment. Now I'm just thinking about iRacing.
Oh my God, Justin, no, this is bad.
This is great for content, though.
No, this is so bad. Because, like, okay, so, no, because I always fall asleep before the actual
that is
main event
true.
starts.
That is true.
I know it was a championship fight. It had to have been. This is terrible. This is bad.
John Jones.
Versus... You can't even think of a second person?
No, this is so bad.
All right, John Jones versus...
No, can't say John Cena.
No, you can't say John Cena. That is not an answer I will take. Makes it difficult when it's in reverse chronological order, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about so many things at once that I can't even think about who was the fight.
Sean O'Malley.
Versus... Keep throwing names out there and you can't think of an opponent.
No, No, because he wouldn't go against John Jones, so I can't even give you a wrong answer. Because they're not in the same weight class. Like, they're definitely not. I'm going to give you a wrong answer, just
Go
so
for
I
it.
can get
Yeah.
eliminated, right?
Just so you can get a strike on the board. You got 3 of them, so.
What's that guy's name? Colby Covington.
Versus
Sean O'Malley.
Connie, that is your first strike. Congratulations, you've gotten one out of the way. There's 2. You got to give me 2 more answers now.
I don't think I have 2 more answers in me.
UFC 314.
314. He's like Russian, though.
Okay.
And like, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Islam.
Okay, versus
Versus. This is sounding good, though. Am I right?
versus
Oh, God. Israel Adesanya.
Connie, that is your second strike.
Oh, it's Max Holloway versus Islam?
You don't know shit.
Connie, that is your third strike.
Oh, man.
I am sorry, but you are a casual.
Oh, man.
The answer was Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have gotten that. I'm sorry I had to bring you on to this one. This was a difficult one, but I would love to have you back for another one. Maybe I'll make it easier next time. Thank
I'll pay
you.
attention.
Yes, you should pay attention from now on and do more studying. You had 2 hours to study for this,
I didn't know what the topic was.
and that's how the game works. Thank you, Connie, for coming, and please get the hell out.
Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome.
It's apart now.
What's also fucking me up is the press conference for 316. Because they had it so early, so I'm trying to think about the press conference. And that's the only one I'm thinking about. Oh my god, bro, are you fucking kidding me? It was Volk versus
There's no tougher titty than a psychotic break, Rick.
oh my god, Volk, who the fuck did he fuck up? Diego Lopez.
Okay,
Oh,
check.
okay.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
Your favorite fighter.
Hold
fought.
up. Ask me the question again.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll cut all of that part. I'll cut all of that. You don't worry. Yeah, totally. That entire thing will be cut.
all that out.
Well, UFC 314.
All right. Diego Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski.
Check. All right.
So
All right.
313.
313. Co-main event: Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. Date: March 8th.
Justin Gaethje versus Fiziev.
Was
My
the
birthday.
co-main event. It was on your birthday. It was in Las Vegas.
It was in Las Vegas.
Probably the most boring main event I've probably watched. Magomed Ankalaev defeating Alex Poatan Pereira for the light heavyweight title.
Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira.
Okay, check.
Let's
that is
go.
Yep.
Forgot. Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev.
Trying to think back, who else was on that card? That was a pretty good card,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
It was on your birthday though, so I don't expect you to remember much.
Yeah, pretty much. It was Pereira versus Ankalaev.
Check.
All right.
UFC 312, February 8th. Co-main event was Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez.
Oh man, February what?
8th.
8th.
UFC 312. It took place in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia.
Oh, that's the Sean Strickland Duplessis card.
That is a check.
We have 3 strikes for this?
You have 3 strikes.
If that's going to mean anything.
It might not mean anything, but you got them.
And this was 312.
This was 312.
Sean Strickland and Dracus Duplessis.
Why do I feel like Dan Hooker was on this card? I'm trying to think. If you
Sorry, that's not a part of the rules that I can tell you that much.
No, I know you can't tell me that.
Suarez versus Zhang Weili co-main event is the best I can do for you.
Just just throwing out names, looking to see if you got poker face on over there or not.
I mean, I hope you weren't going to say Dan Hooker was in the main event.
No.
So,
Sean Strickland versus DDP.
check.
Yo, I'm clutch for that, dude.
That is clutch.
That was
That's
clutch.
pretty good.
You didn't think I was going to get that,
No,
did
I
you?
didn't think you were going to get that. I thought you were at least going to get a
Yeah.
strike right now. I thought you were going to say the next
I
pay-per-view
thought
right
that might
now.
have been the next one.
I'm summoning it. Like it's gonna get there. Maybe it's not gonna get there. All right, just freaking give me like I don't know, No, that's another fight that's coming up. I don't understand. Yo, look away. I'm going to grab my phone real quick.
No, cheating is not allowed. Jake, get him.
It's that point where it's hard. You can't even guess because you know what's wrong.
Yeah, because I'm like, all these fights I'm thinking about are just coming up, or like I'm thinking about upcoming fights or fights to happen in like 2024, 2023. Nah, it wasn't. Let me get this. Let me just say it. Pantoja Usyk.
That is your first strike, Matt.
Thank God. I'm actually glad to get a strike. Just get it out of the way.
At least you're getting more airtime, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good airtime.
Yeah, you're getting more time on the podcast, though. At least you know.
Marab Cejudo.
Matt, that is your second strike. You are down to your last leg. Co-main event: Tatiana Suarez versus Zhang Wei Li. Main event was.
Tell me. I want to know.
Yeah. You got more hints from me. You give me their initials.
Was it Holloway Topuria?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Matt, that is your third strike. I would not feel too bad about it, though. It was the one pay-per-view in the last year that you have not watched.
Oh, my God. Thank God.
I did this one alone when I live reacted to it. It was UFC 312. Dracus Duplessis versus Sean Strickland 2.
Oh, my God. I thought about DDP. And then I was like, nah, he just pulled out of a fight with Chimaev. I was like, wow, he wouldn't fight that soon.
That was the fight. I am actually more impressed now that Jake was able to answer that.
Jeez.
I didn't think that he was going to be the one to answer that. I thought you were.
God.
But, Matt, that was your third strike, which means this was the most casual performance that I've seen. You're supposed to be the guy for UFC. You won last time. What's going on here? All right, I didn't even tell you to get out. Fine, get the hell out of here.
I'm just leaving.
Yeah, good.
It's that bad.
Well, here you go. UFC 311.
I'm proud just making it this far.
Would you like the co-main event of UFC 311?
Yeah.
It was Merab versus Umar. Happened on January 18th this year.
Islam Makhachev versus what's his name?
Come on. If I could put up a 4 here, I feel like I'm locked in to be second to last regardless, but
Because I know Islam, he submitted him with a Darce choke in the first round. Moicano.
That is a check.
I feel like this is wrong, but Ilia Topuria versus Rachmanov.
Jake, that is your first strike.
Damn.
Islam and Moicano.
Check.
Did I get one of the fighters right?
I'm not going to tell you that.
I'm like 99% sure Ilia Topuria is in this fight. I don't know if I'm right, though. Really stumbled right now.
We did a live
What if-
reaction for it.
What if I'm not even close? We did a live reaction for it?
We've done a live reaction for most of these, dude. Honestly, the only one that we didn't do a live reaction for, I did one alone for Strickland versus DDP.
What was the
And you got that
location
one.
of this event?
Englewood, California.
I don't know, dude. I'll go with fucking Ilia Topuria versus Davidson Figueiredo. I know it's not right.
That is your second strike,
Just
Jake.
throwing something out there, dude. I just want to know at this point if I'm even close. Like,
It's crazy that you could sit here, watch the event, and then forget about it 3 months later.
bro,
You remembered every match from WrestleMania 7-8 months earlier, but you can't remember the main event of a pay-per-view from 3 months ago?
I don't know, dude. Just give me freaking Islam versus Volk. I don't know.
Jake, that is your third strike. You did say Islam, but you got his opponent wrong. His opponent...
DP? No, that
hi-
was a while ago.
No, his opponent on the night was Money Moicano. He was Armin dropped out, and Moicano took his place like the night before the fight. He
Never got
choked
that.
him out in like 2 minutes.
When did Ilya fight? Was it the
That would have been UFC 308. You had 2 more to go after this one.
Who did he
but,
fight?
He fought Max Holloway. Knocked out Max Holloway.
That's right. Yeah,
Well, Jake,
that's right.
that was your third strike, which means that you are a casual. You will need to get up and get out. And I don't want to see your face until next month.
I got 3, right?
Yeah, you got 3.
I'm
Congratulations.
Go with it. Go with it.
All right, UFC 310 co-main event. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Gary. This happened on December 7th of 2024.
Was that the Poatan Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree card?
Is that your final answer?
Let me think about it a little bit more, because the only reason why I say that is because Poatan defended his title against Ankalaev in Vegas. So no, I'm going to have that as my final answer.
That is your first strike.
I still have to guess like the card.
You still have to give me the correct answer to UFC 310. You know, no one's ever tried to pay me off before. I don't know if it'll work or not, but if you want to try and pay me off. Never had it.
I'm not cheap like that.
All right.
Motherfucker! You corrupt motherfuckers!
Okay, I know the one guy, Pantoja, but I forgot who he fought.
Alexander Pantoja versus
There's no possible way I could just like go to the next card. Like
Nope. Sorry. It's not how the rules work. You got to get them all in reverse chronological order.
Damn, if only I paid attention to flyweight.
Bribery is looking better and better by the minute, right?
It is. Oh my god. It's the Japanese guy. The fuck's his name?
Kai Asakura.
Check. Yo, can you throw that tissue box over here?
Yeah, I got you, bro. No, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm fucked up too.
Worst time of the year, look. I'm just gonna say Alexander Pantoja versus the Assassin. That's his like nickname.
That is your second strike.
Figure. Yeah, this is the one that gets me, because if I were to get past this one, I'd be able to get like up to like the 305 card. That's about it. I was gonna throw out my final punch. I know it's gonna be wrong, but Alexander Pantoja, because I know that's the champion who fought, versus something Shinobi.
I'm going to need an actual answer.
All right. Alexander Pantoja versus Shigeru Shinobi.
And that is your third strike, Zay.
All right.
The correct answer was Alexander Pantoja, but it was versus Kai Asakura.
Damn.
You were very close. I can tell you that you placed second place. You beat Matt and Jake and Connie. You were not able to beat Elijah, though. But, Zay, you have struck out, which means you are a casual. It was an impressive performance, and congratulations for getting so many. But I will have to ask you to please stand up and leave, and good luck on the next episode of Battle for the Bank.
Connie, start watching UFC and WWE
Yeah.
if you want to do better than me. Friendly strike.
All right. Moving up in the world. Here we go. UFC 309. Co-main event. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. Took place November 16th in New York City, New York.
John Jones and Stipe Miocic.
Check. All right. UFC 308. Would you like to give me all the information, or do you think you could do it?
I need all the information.
All the information? All right. Co-main event, Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker. Location, Abu Dhabi. Date, October 26th. UFC 308. Co-main event.
Taporia and Max Holloway.
Check. UFC 307. Co-main event, Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington. October 5th, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Pierre Roundtree.
Check. All right, dude, you're doing pretty good now. We're on a roll now. All right. UFC 306. Co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. Date, September 14th. Location, Las Vegas, Nevada.
O'Malley Marab.
Check. Damn, dude. All right, you're kicking it now. We're getting into the thick of it now. We're already almost a year back, dude. Let's go. Maybe you are hardcore. Maybe I misjudged you. All right, UFC 305. Co-main event, Kai Kara France versus Steve Erceg. Date, August 17th. Location, Perth, Western Australia.
Curtis Blades and Tom Aspinall.
That is your first strike, Elijah.
Izzy and DDP.
Check.
Okay.
All right. UFC 304. Co-main event, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. Location, Manchester, England. Date, July 27th.
Leon and Colby.
That is your second strike, Elijah.
Manchester.
Co-main event, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. Manchester, England. July 27th, 2024.
Leon and Bilal.
That is a correct answer. Check. All right, Elijah, you got one strike remaining. So you have to be perfect on the rest of these. Okay. All the way going back until UFC 1. You got to get all the way back to UFC 1 to win this.
All right.
Right?
All right.
All right. We'll see if you're really a hardcore or a casual here. UFC 303. Co-main event, Diego Lopez versus Dan Ige. June 27th or June 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Pierre and Proska.
Check. UFC 302, Newark, New Jersey. June 1st, co-main event, Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa. You know the fight that you always say Paulo Costa won? Can you clarify to the camera right now that you really think that Paulo Costa won that fight?
You won a good 2 rounds.
You were saying 4-1. Were you not saying 4-1 after that fight? Paulo Costa 4-1, that's what you were saying?
I mean, it was a 49-46. I mean, I can't.
All right, what was the main event?
Poirier and Makhachev.
Check. All right. UFC 301. Co-main event, Jose Aldo versus Jonathan Martinez. May 4th, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Pantoja versus Steve Erceg.
Check. All right. I don't think I have to really read anything out. UFC 300.
Pierre and Jamal Hill.
Check. All right. UFC 299. March 9th. Miami, Florida. Co-main event, Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Sean O'Malley and Cheeto Vera.
Check. All right. Dude, I did not give you enough credit. Did not think you were going to make it this far. UFC 298. Co-main event, Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. Date, February 17th, Anaheim, California.
DDP and Strickland.
That is your third strike, Elijah. I am sorry, but you were supposed to give me Ilya Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski, and then DDP versus Sean Strickland. Can you at least tell me who was before DDP versus Sean Strickland?
Kobe and Leon.
Okay. At least you knew that. So we know that you could have went farther, but you did mess up on 3 attempts. So I will have to tell you that you are casual. I would have been able to go back to at least 2019, so you must be a casual, dude. That's all I'm saying. But I will also tell you that you did win this episode of Battle for the Bank. No one else even got close. No one else even made it out of this year. So Elijah, I will grab you your briefcase, and you may celebrate as the champion and Battle for the Bank winner.
I'd like to say thank you to all my supporters.
Here's your briefcase.
Thank you to the people. UFC
Congratulations. You are now basically double champ, and basically you will not be losing that title anytime soon, because if you do, you can just win it right back. Yes. So congratulations, Elijah, our UFC champion and UFC Battle for the Bank holder. Congratulations, Elijah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now get the hell out of here. Still a casual though, bud. Don't let this get to your head that you're wearing 2 belts. You're still a casual. Still a casual. MMA fans, if you want more content like this, please click right here. Go under playlists and check out all the variety we have to offer. And if you want a suggestion on where to start, click on this video right here. If you want to be up to date or communicate with us on any of our social media platforms, check out That Casual HQ. And we will see you all soon. Stay casual.